What is up, you guys? Namikon here, bringing you my perspective as to what entertainment is bringing us. And today, we'll be talking about Spirited Away, released in Japan on July 20th, 2001. The film is widely regarded as Studio Ghibli's magnum opus, with many critics praising the film for its storytelling, animation, world building, characters, and music. The film grossed over $395 million over a $19 million budget. This was Japan's highest grossing film, and for 19 years, it has held on to that record until it was surpassed by Demon Slayer Mugen Train. The film stars Davy Chase, Jason Marsden, Suzanne Plachette, David Ogden Steers, and Susan Egan. The film was directed by the one and only Hayao Miyazaki. The film stars Shihiro Ogino, a 10-year-old girl who follows her family in what they thought was an abandoned amusement park. They went there after moving into a new neighborhood. What they did not realize was they entered a world of spiritual deities, and that place has a serious hatred towards humans. Unfortunately, Chihiro's parents fell victim to a spell, and they turned into pigs by a witch named Yubaba, who is the main antagonist of the movie. Chihiro, now fending for herself, is left with no choice but to get a job in Yubaba's bathhouse to find a way to free not only herself but her parents as well, and to attempt to return to the human world. And that's all. That's all there is to the story. I'm not going to give away any sort of spoilers because this, if you haven't seen Spirited Away like I had before, I for so long, please go see it because this movie is fantastic. I want to give massive credit to the animation because it looks absolutely breathtaking. The fact that this film came out in 2001 and still looks amazing is a testament to Miyazaki and 2D animation. If you told me that this film came out in the late 2010s, I would have believed you. It looks amazing. I cannot stress that enough. The story is amazing too. At first, I thought this would be a kid lost in an unknown world. Well, it's that, but more. There were story beats that where I was not expecting it to go. It's an epic tale that has a really big heart. Honestly, the music is incredible. Probably the best score I have heard in the Ghibli film. It sounds depressing but beautiful at the same time. It screams hopelessness, but at the same time optimism on what's to come to the future with Chihiro. Speaking of Chihiro, she was a pretty heartwarming protagonist. She was a hopeless child that had to go through difficult times after losing her parents. And despite everything looking hopeless, she pushed through because she didn't give up her desire of wanting to save her parents. And due to the huge popularity of this film won an Oscar for best animated feature. And this film had to come this film had to compete against Monsters Inc. and Shrek. I believe the movies that Spirited Away was competing for the Oscars at the time was Monsters Inc. and Shrek One. That it shows you the test. It's that show and it won the Oscar. That shows you how big of a testament as to how good Spirited Away is. The main reason why the Western people knew about this film was because thanks to John Lasseter, who was a Pixar employee at the time. He was a fan and a friend of Miyazaki. He convinced Disney to buy the North American distribution rights, and he served as an executive producer for the English dub. That and because of that, all based because of that, the rest of the world saw Spirited Away and saw how amazing it was. It we have John Lasseter may not be the greatest human being, but you gotta give him props for you gotta give him props for seeing quality films. Okay, so about winning the Oscars. So yeah, okay, okay. So That was a lie. Okay, I remember now. It wasn't Shrek and Monsters Inc. It was Ice Age, Lilo and Stitch, Spirit Styling the Cimarron, and Treasure Planet. Honestly, this was a that was a very stacked. Not that was a very stacked list. I mean, it for me. If I were to, if Spirited Away was not on that was not nominated, I would have gone for Spirit, honestly. But I'm glad Spirit won. I'm glad Spirited Away won. If it was either one of the two for me, if I were to choose one. But anyways, Spirited Away is yeah. This is a top five Studio Ghibli film for me. Honestly, maybe top three if I'm being honest. This is a massive work of art. It's literally one of the greatest animated films I have ever seen in my life. Yeah, my friends have been pestering me to watch this film. I've watched many Ghibli films prior to seeing Spirited Away. It has always eluded me for so long, and I finally got around to it. And yeah, it has definitely lived up to the hype and more. Honestly, this film is absolutely incredible. Is it my favorite Studio Ghibli film? Honestly, it would have been if Princess Mononoke didn't exist. Like it's that good. It is seriously that good. If you haven't seen Spirited Away, you really owe it to yourself to watch this movie. It's I can't stress enough how incredible how monumental of an achievement this movie is. This movie is a masterpiece. It is a massive work of art, and there's a reason why it is considered Studio Ghibli's magnum opus. And there's a reason why No Face has been seen in merchandise constantly when it comes to Studio Ghibli. It and no it and along with Totoro, both of those characters are like the most marketable character are like the most marketable characters in all of Studio Ghibli, honestly. So yeah, Spirited Away for me it gets an A plus. This is a masterpiece. This is one of the greatest things Miyazaki has ever made. Honestly, it's that great. It's please go watch it. I can't stress it enough. It's please buy it. Please buy a physical copy of it. Buy on Blu-ray. Buy on DVD. I think it's on HBO Max. On I think all the Studio Ghibli films are on HBO Max. I don't remember. I don't know if it's still there. But if it is, please, and if you have an HBO Max account, please go watch it there. Yeah, I can't stress it enough. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's so well done. Otherwise, for those of you that have seen Spirited Away, did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and make sure you follow my Instagram, backlog and yard box down in the description down below. This is Naman Khan, and I'll see you next time.